How do startup dentists open practices without all the risk? The first year milestones for a startup matter. And I'd like to share with you how to go through this first year. How do you get through the first year profitably? How do you build a startup that can have a predictable, low-risk path toward the practice that you actually want? So here's how. Let's talk through how you can do this too. So in the first year milestones, the first goal for your whole first year, bottom left, the first goal must become 100 new patients. Now, listen, we've helped clients do this weeks before their opening day. They'll log in, they will have scheduled 100 new patients. We like to call it 100 new patients on opening day. Now, I'm not promising you will have that, but that's an exciting milestone. That's one of the first milestones, followed by your 5K day, your first $5,000 production day. Really exciting moment because it means you're building momentum, you're building profitability. But listen, this one is the Freedom Day. This is the one that is a celebration. And I'm not kidding. This is high fives on social media. This is high fives in person. This is phone calls from my team of 15 elite experts in startups. The Freedom Day is when you quit your job. I mean, how amazing is that going to feel? When you can quit your associateship job and work full-time in your practice, followed by the $10,000 day. This is a 10K day award. It's a specific award that we give out to doctors when they reach this moment of, oh my gosh, I'm very profitable in my startup, which of course then leads to your 1,200 club. This is 1,200 new patients. It's not an arbitrary number. There's a mathematical reason for 1,200. I'll show you some reasons why we're going to get you to $1 million practice with as few as 1,200 patients with very specific measurements. Then the $1 million practice. Could you get this in your first year? Absolutely. We're going to talk about a few very specific case studies right after this slide that could show you how to do this with $1 million practice in your, in your first year. The 365-day award, this is your first year award for your startup. So what does this look like? These are some of the actual awards that we handed out at a recent ceremony for some of our startup clients who've gone through this journey with incredible success. And I want to show you how this could work for you to lower the risk and frankly lower the costs of the hundreds of thousands of dollars of mistakes. These mistakes happen with startups across the country. I want to show you how to grow rapidly and become one of those success stories like this one. Look here, it says Simpsonville, South Carolina dentist. She's awesome. This doctor, you can see her on the bottom. In this picture, this is us awarding Dr. Lindsay with her Century Club Award. The Century Club Award is the 100 new patients, right? Century, 100. That's me on the top left. That's Lindsay holding the award. Congratulations. Look how proud she is, right? Like, so cool. And then Michelle, she's our senior Startup MBA advisor. Michelle is one of the co-creators of the Startup MBA system. And then behind her, there's Stacy, one of our Startup MBA advisors, celebrating this incredible success. Now, this headline, this newspaper headline, we help our clients get incredible front page news coverage all over the country, especially when these awards take place. So look at this. This is one of our meetings. Actually, I think this is the meeting where we actually gave out these specific awards. You can see the guy in the pink shirt. Do you see the guy with the pink shirt and the bow tie? That is Ben. There's Ben. Ben is holding his award here, and he's holding his Century Club Award. This is a really special moment because Ben and Ella, there on the left, they won this award after literally moving cross country and learning how to go through this process and choosing the right town for them and their family. Ben, by the way, you'll see, not only did Ben get his Century Club Award, he also achieved the 40 under 40 club for his town. 40 under 40, like national achievement from a startup dental practice. And here's Jared. Jared, look at the headline on his publicity that we helped him get. It says at the top, dentist achieves childhood dream of opening dental practice. How amazing would that be? I mean, imagine you not only go through dental school, but you've been dreaming of opening a dental practice. And a startup has seemed risky, but then you open the right way and boom, your local paper gives you coverage that says you've achieved your childhood dream. This is Jared now. Look at this. Look how proud he is. He's holding his Century Club Award. We're celebrating with him. And look down below, You can see in the article way down there, I don't know if you can see, the words are small. It says, as a 12-year-old, he admired the father of a friend who ran a dental practice but always had time for his son's soccer games. And later he spent time watching the dentist at work. That's what led to Jared's childhood dream. Really special, right? So listen, this Century Club, these are some examples. This is Lauren, who got 209 patients by her 4th day. Here's Mason out in Las Vegas. He's got some really powerful Instagram strategies that have worked for him and his wife in Las Vegas. These are really special stories to me because it shows this. 100 new patients leads to a 5K day award. But then most special, this Freedom Day award is everything. This is why we do this. So associate dentists can open a practice they're proud of and create with control, which of course leads to that 10K day award and the 1200 Club award. How often does this happen? Well, check this out. This is from the Bowling Green Daily News. So a significant publication in this doctor's town. You can see him on the bottom. Look at how proud he is. Look at this award. I don't know if you can read it, but it says 1200 Club. This doctor, Dr. Brian, 1200 patients in his first year. What? Really powerful. 1200 patients, and you'll see some of his other awards too. This is the publicity we got for him and with him after he's served in the military and created just a fantastic trajectory of growth all first year. Here's 1,000 new patients through a perfect floor plan. This is Dr. Mike and Dr. Stephanie. Look at them, right? They should be proud. They're an incredible amount of fun, and they went from a place of being trapped. Like, no joke, Dr. Mike was trapped in an associateship that nearly legally excluded him from his whole town. I am so proud of my team for fighting for him. He and his wife, Stephanie, now have one of the fastest growing startups in America. Really proud of them. First year milestones with startups with ideal practices leads to this. Not every practice is going to be $1 million practice instantly. That's just the reality, but it's absolutely possible with the right planning and the right strategies. $1 million practice, frankly, it's not even the goal for most startups, but when you get there, it is quite an achievement. Look at this 365 days, this award. What happens when we combine the two? Well, here's this Dr. Brian. He has $1 million startup practice that went from 0 to $1 million of collections in the first 12 months. Collections. In a cold scratch startup, frankly, in a town that had bad demographics. Why am I telling you that? Well, I'm telling you that because these are the milestones. Listen, even with bad demographics or even with a lot of competition, these are the milestones. When we follow this process, there's a beautiful trajectory like for this guy. This is Fouad. Fouad, look at him. He's holding his $1 million award and his 1200 Club award on the same day that we awarded to him at that event. So this is why we get excited for things like these trajectories that give you an entire path through your first year. This could be your year. This could be your first year with a startup if you do it right. If you're willing to follow the process to cut out the risk and rapidly achieve that upside growth. But how do we get it? Well, the question implies, what comes before this? It's a good question, right? Maybe you're asking yourself that question. What comes before my opening day? Like before 100 new patients, how do I know I'm there safely? Well, here's how. It's with this. This is the 13 stages timeline. I got to tell you, this is the basis of hundreds of startups across the country. My team has helped hundreds of doctors all across the country open startups, all based on this. These are the 13 stages. Look on the left. Do you see the column where it says stage 1, right? Stage 1 is your vision stage, all the way down to stage 13. And if you look on the bottom, you can see months 1 through 12. Now, your practice may or may not take 12 months. It might take 18 months or maybe a different amount of time, but this chart right here will show you the sequence. Look at the top where it says vision. We actually conduct the first stage through what's called a vision call. This is where you and my executive team and myself, where we get on a call together. The executive team has a multi-hour strategy call with you. It takes weeks to prepare for the vision call. And with the vision call, we lay out all the strategies for the entire year-long process. So this is the team. These are the people that assemble the whole thing. These are the experts on our team, consultants from around the country who work one-on-one. That's me in the gray shirt squatting on the right. That's me there on the bottom right. And in the middle, squatting with the blue shorts, that's Steven. He's the president of the company. Steven alone, get this, want to have your mind blown here? Steven has now helped 700 startups just in dentistry. Pretty impressive, right? So across the board, consultants on equipment, construction, floor plans, demographics, marketing, you name it. This is the power team here of startups in America. Incredible successes because of these folks. So proud of them. What they conduct is this. These are the 13 stages on the left, right? Looks familiar now, doesn't it? The 13 stages to get open, from your vision stage all the way down through stage 13 with your grand opening. Well, do you see how the graph goes from left to right? And it goes down, right, all the way down to 12. I'm not sure what that sound effect was, but you get the point. Right. Okay, so 13 stages down. And then we have these stages for your first year milestones. Do you see how the two graphs more or less connect from your stage 1 that leads all the way down the 13 stages, right? And then all the way up. Can you see that? Now we're going up the staircase for your first year milestones. This simple V-shaped structure is intersected right in the middle with your opening day. The grand opening day is that red, explosive moment where all the pieces from your planning match with your first year milestones. This implies that if you build this stuff the right way, then your first year milestones become incredibly simple. Here's what I'm implying. The way in which you construct your 13 stages, right here, the way in which you construct these 13 stages is directly tied to your trajectory through your first year milestones. Sadly, there are many startups in America who get open. They think they've gotten it right, but they missed stages like this. Look at stage 9. It says marketing and hiring. Do you see this? Stage 9, marketing and hiring. This stage is called the Startup MBA. In this stage, the Startup MBA, this is where we as a team have a team of advisors that works on marketing. We build your entire marketing strategy. Your hiring. We literally help hire your key team members with you. Credentialing with the insurance companies. Strategies for processes. Building your protocol, your financial strategy, your leadership strategy, your scheduling strategies. Literally everything to open you a business. Not just a startup dental practice. There's a difference. So let's look at this briefly again. Look, the 13 stages. Going from your vision and your vision call all the way down through your Startup MBA and even your grand opening day so that you can have this trajectory of your first year milestones. This is how people do it. So a lot of doctors, sometimes influencers who interview me on podcasts or in magazine publications, they'll say, Jamie, many of your clients go through this process and then they grow so quickly. How in the world does that happen? It must be a special marketing trick. You know what I want to say to that? Actually, it has nothing to do with a marketing trick. It has something to do with the entire year of preparation. It's the entire 13 stages, not a marketing trick. However, let me show you one of the really special things that maybe you could learn today, that you could perhaps use in your startup, and it's the topic of publicity. I've mentioned a lot of doctors getting front page publicity. Look at some of these. This is Dr. Trey. Dr. Trey opened his doors, got front page publicity 2.5 months before his opening day. A lot of our clients do. As I saw him, look at him. I mean, it's just proud and in control 2.5 months before his opening day. And this guy, just an incredible person. What I laugh about when I see this, though, I laugh at it and say, this is my client who's getting front page publicity that any other doctor in town would kill for. Yet he's getting the publicity, and guess what? The irony? He doesn't even have a sign yet. How do you like that? He doesn't even have a sign yet. So I could show you how to get the publicity for you, but remember I said Dr. Ben with the 40 Under 40 award? This is him, social media post about Ben getting this incredibly proud, values-based person. So happy for him, his wife, and their kids. Especially with the transformation of lifestyle. Lifestyle for them was changed. This is Jeremy, a self-proclaimed non-social media expert who ended up getting incredible news coverage, like broadcast news coverage, nationwide coverage, and he posted on social media. Good for him. I love that guy. And then this is Keely. You could see she's the feature of this Women in Business publication in a magazine there locally in her town. Very powerful organization, tons of exposure. And guess what? You've seen her before. You may not know it, but you saw her. Remember this picture? You saw Keely there. That's Keely. Remember that Keely there? Keely was standing right next to Ben and Ella. Frankly, her practice was not even open yet. She was just about a week away from her opening day here. And then wouldn't you know, she gets to this day where now she is getting this incredible media exposure. These are some of the ideas that work. This is ABC News covering Dr. Brian. This is Dr. Charles. Look at this. Can you read that? Look closely. It says new venture of the year. New venture of the year. And he's a startup dentist. Now, these are not mistakes. These are done intentionally. This is Dr. Vogel, new dental practice. Cover of the business page in his town. Here's Dr. Brian interviewing a local social media influencer. There's Dr. Ben again, and here's Jared. I remember the guy with the blue t-shirt before. This is Dr. Jared in the news station. I can go on and on and on through clients who harness the power of free publicity. So listen, you don't need a massive marketing budget. You just need a good plan. These are all free. Everything I just showed you, all free, because the plan was built the right way. Now listen, this doesn't happen overnight. It's not a 1-week process or a 1-month process. This is called the 3P startup method. In order to get this right, in order to get that kind of publicity, in order to get this kind of growth, if you want your startup to grow well, please, if you remember nothing else, remember these 3 Ps, 3 simple Ps to guide your whole startup. They are practice, followed by profits. Now practice, let me point something out here. Practice implies that you have a building. You got chairs in a building. This means everything was negotiated properly to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of our clients save 7 figures, but let's just say you're only saving hundreds of thousands of dollars. Work with a team that has negotiated with landlords and with equipment companies and construction companies and banks, negotiating properly so you get opened well. This is your practice. This is getting open. But it's not enough to be open. Because if you're open with no profits, you've got a problem. You need to have a pre-planned, reverse-engineered process for a customized profit plan. This is the Startup MBA methods. This is what this is addressing. The business systems, the protocol, the policies, the financial guidelines, the hiring, the marketing, the profits. Now the goal is not to become the most profitable, but we need profits, or you won't be in business long. Most startups in America struggle because they miss this strategy. You don't need to just be open. That's just a practice. You need a plan for profits. Practice, profit, purpose. Now listen, if you really want to enjoy practice ownership, the benefits of private practice ownership, we focus all our efforts here. Now, the reason our clients get this front page media coverage, the reason our clients are so proud so fast, the reason our clients are so profitable so quickly, the reason our clients have this trajectory through their first year is because of purpose. By starting here, everything else aligns. By starting with purpose, we figure out what matters to you. What kind of reputation do you desire for your community even a year before you open? What kind of legacy do you want to establish for your family? How do you want your family name to be remembered even after practice ownership? Or how about this, for purpose, how do you want to give in the community where you serve? Now here's the problem. Other startups in America, it's heartbreaking to see how some people will kind of slap together a charity, or they'll slap together some kind of write-off, and they miss the point. They pursue some goofy tax advantage or gimmicky marketing strategy, or they try to follow the binder that they got from a course to open a practice. But listen, if you focus on the 3P method, this is the way we get here. If you focus on this 3P method and you attach the 13 stages, so you have a practice and profits and purpose, then your first year can look more like this. And that's my goal for you. Follow these milestones to go from 100 patients on the bottom left. Do you see that? I want you to remember this. 100 new patients is your first goal, as quickly as possible, followed by your first 5K day. Then I'm going to celebrate with you. I'm going to bear hug you. I'm going to high five you. I'm going to celebrate with you for your Freedom Day, because then we're on our path toward a 10K day where you're really making a profit and a 1,200 patient practice where you're self-sustaining, you're standing on your own 2 feet, you're proud and confident with systems that lead to $1 million startup, even in your first year with the 365-day award. So here's to you. From myself and my whole team, thank you for allowing us to give you some ideas toward a profitable practice of purpose. Here's to you and your future in private practice ownership. My name's Jamie Amos, CEO of Ideal Practices. Can't wait to hear about your story in private practice success. Take care.